This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today, thanks to our sponsors, we have been connected with Akshay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Gianna.
Of course. So let's take it back to the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you find yourself a real estate agent?
Okay, so long story there, I would say. I didn't really know out of high school what I wanted to do, so I took a lot of general studies, did a little bit of everything, but always business was a part of what I wanted to do. Anything with business related, it was always there. I actually even went to medical school thinking that, hey, it's just studying, I can do it. Turns out you need a lot more passion than just being able to study. So left that and came back to Canada. I went abroad to study for that. I dabbled in the banking industry for a while, and I'm very lucky in the sense that my parents are into development, so they're already into the real estate industry. They were able to provide me a lot of guidance in what I should do, how I should do it. And I would say for me to do what I've done, it's been a lot easier, I would say, versus somebody that's coming fresh into the market. So because of that, I did my mortgage broker's course first. Turned out I don't like to do a lot of paperwork, so I left that and I ended up becoming a realtor, and it's been just that since then.
That's awesome. How did you stumble across EXP?
When I became a real estate agent first, I had joined another brokerage, but I had been seeing EXP on all my socials. And I didn't know a lot of realtors then, but I would just see EXP was on Facebook, Instagram, and just people were joining everywhere, and they'd be holding seminars. So I didn't know much about it. And so I had a few friends, again, through my dad, who were realtors as well. So I ended up contacting one of them who was also into EXP and trying to get more information from him.
Okay, awesome. Well, now that you're over with EXP, Akshay, what have you fallen in love with over here? There's the collaborations, stock options, rev share. What makes you stay at EXP? What keeps you excited to be here?
Yeah, you know what? I would say that all is very exciting. The thing I love about EXP is having a manager and broker on your fingertips, and not just one, but multiple.
Yes.
Which I think is the best. Most brokerages, they'll only have one managing broker, right? But this one, they're always available, and they'll make sure if one of them is not available, the other one can pick up your call, or you can talk to them. I think that, I would say, is my most favorite thing when I first joined EXP. And then after that, as my revenue share started to grow, and then just seeing that I had savings on the side that I would forget about on purpose, so I knew that it would be savings and I wouldn't take money out. That was like the next best thing. Even in the beginning, having a 20% cut, I made sure I increased it to 25, so my 5% would get saved because I knew taxes would have to come at the end of the year. So that was another way of saving up for my taxes, and that grew. So it technically ended up saving more than 5%, which ended up, so the 20% increased instead. So I wasn't losing money doing a 20% cut, but rather making money.
You're so smart to utilize that option for saving for your tax. That's really smart of you, and I'm going to start sharing that knowledge with the realtors I know, because if there's two things that they're bad at, spending money and not saving money for taxes. So
yeah.
Well,
I learned the hard way for that. So yeah.
Well, actually, as a realtor, you got to stay busy, always building that downline, that leads, etc. High production as an Icon agent for sure. And that being said, how do you take care of yourself? How do you make sure that you're chasing somewhat of a work-life balance?
That's a hard one. I think in the beginning, you're so motivated to do work that you're working 24/7, and that doesn't necessarily do you good. It's worse because then you get burnt out and you don't feel like working anymore.
Right.
So I would say I did the exact same thing, right? In the beginning, I'm trying to work very hard, 24/7, not having any time for family or friends. And it got very tiring and boring. And it's like going to work became a little bit dreadful.
Right.
But then after a while, and I would bring it back to my dad, and he's helped me a lot out in my business. I was always scared of hiring an assistant. And I thought, hey, if I can't afford to pay myself, how can I afford to pay an assistant?
Yeah,
But
really.
yeah, so after hiring an assistant, my productivity increased. Anything I needed to get done, I could give him a call and he can get it done. And that gave me a little bit more free time. And I would say, not just for family and friends, it gave me more free time to network with other people and collaborate with other people to increase my business as well. So I think hiring an assistant was the best thing that I did to give me that work-life balance.
Absolutely. And did you hire a real life assistant or a virtual assistant?
I did a real life one. I'm still trying to. I'm even though I'm younger, I like having that face to face interaction at the moment. But
Yeah.
where I'm slowly, I have a few things lined up, so I'm thinking about going to the virtual one because that's actually, I was looking at it online, and it's a lot more economic to hire a virtual assistant versus a real life one.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah,
And it's great to leverage out, and you could probably get a team, a whole fleet of
yeah,
virtual assistants for what it takes to get one really solid assistant in the US.
for sure.
US,
Yeah,
Canada, it's just crazy.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we want to pay fair, but at the same time, it's it is what it is. The economy is what it
yeah.
is, and they've got business models to all take that on. So,
Yeah.
Akshay, as an icon agent, I want to focus a little more on the award itself. Okay. So, that being said, let's talk about production in your area in Canada. About how many houses do you have to sell? Like, what's the average house price to cap?
Okay. Yes. So the average house price last year's been very tricky where it had been going up constantly.
Mhm.
So a house today, like I'm speaking for last year, it would even within a matter of weeks it could go up 100 or 200,000 in value.
Yeah.
So that was very tricky, right? I would say at this moment right now, the average house price, a good two-level rancher with a rental suite, I would say is 1.5 million.
Um,
So it's a
okay.
lot easier and quicker to cap here, I would say, than some other cities that houses are cheaper, right? So yeah, based on that, and our commission is approximately on a 1.5 million, you would say around 70 to 20,000.
Um, okay, awesome. And then, you hit that production and then you cap, and then you've got to do about 20 transactions after the icon.
Yes, yeah,
And then once you icon, it's not all about production, right? It also
no,
comes to that cultural commitment. So whether you
yes,
get
yeah.
other icons or, what avenue did you take for that?
So this was my first year becoming an icon, so didn't know a lot of these things.
Uh,
But I did do the mentorship program, which with which you mentor other newer EXP agents. I have not yet gone to the EXP gala that they're doing in Florida, but
you haven't
at
gotten
this
to
moment,
shareholders? Are you going this year?
I don't think I have time. I already went to Florida last week, so
Understandable.
this time it
Understandable.
won't be
Okay,
possible. But next year I will come for sure.
good. Well, that's
Yeah,
awesome. And you do get these benefits like you get some stock for going to shareholders, EXP Con,
yeah,
get your cap back in stock. There are ways to earn it back. So, and you also get a very nice glass shiny trophy, right? So, what is
yes.
your favorite part about iconing? What makes you say I want to do it again next year?
I think the nice thing about Icon is it sets a goal for you.
Mhm.
So it makes it something that you have to achieve versus like, hey, let me just do how many ever transactions I can do. Whereas an Icon agent goal, it's not an easy one, I would say, but it is something attainable.
Right.
So I don't know if the states have medallion, right? But medallion is much more easier to attain versus an icon agent award.
Mhm.
So it really sets the bar high, and it pushes you to try and work harder to achieve that status.
Okay, awesome. No, I definitely agree, and it's an incredible award, and it's hard to get there, but it's got benefits to it, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And Akshay, as a new agent coming to you and looking for advice, say I'm on your team, or maybe you're my sponsor, mentor, whatever it is, um, how how would I icon as an agent in my first year? That's my goal. I'm coming in here, I'm dreaming big, and I'm saying, actually, I really want to icon. I haven't even written an offer letter yet, but that's what my site is set on.
Yeah, I think the way I would say it is to icon is you'd have to just start reaching out, having those point of contacts every morning, doing cold calling, doing door knocking. And a lot of people may think that it's an older way of getting leads or anything, but it works still. I've done door knocking, and you'll be surprised in how many leads I've gone through door knocking alone. And people really like that face-to-face interaction, right? So doing lead generation, but you have to be on it 24/7. Like you get a lead, you have to call back right away within the first 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, that lead is gone. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do all of that stuff. You have to do door knocking, but you can't just door knock once a week and then not go back the next week to them. You have to go back multiple times and having those point of contacts again and again to be able to get them to trust you. So I think to achieve an icon in your first year, it is possible. It's very difficult, but again, if you put your mind to it and you do actually set out the time to talk to your leads and talk to people and network, it is possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you really got to lean into the people you know, like, and trust first, right? Start with
Yeah,
the people closest to you, and kind
exactly.
of work out from there and build those relationships and get some leads going. And, if you really put your heart and soul into it, especially as a rookie, you can make it happen. It's just going to be tough.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I would say, actually, adding on to what you just said, my first year, when I was into real estate, most of my deals were all personal referrals.
Mhm.
Because on your first few deals, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to mess up. But those personal referrals, I would say they're a bit easier to deal with because they understand you and they know you and they know that you might have some issues going into the deal. So I think having your first 2 or 3 deals with people that you know very well, it really helps a lot because if you make mistakes, you learn from them. So you won't do it with the next person. But because they trust you and they know you, it's easier to make those mistakes versus somebody that you don't know.
Absolutely. I agree. And, Akshay, as far as being, brought over to EXP, making that jump to EXP, were you ever skeptical of it, or like too good to be true kind of thing?
I don't think so. Not when I joined, not when I was joining over to EXP. I think in the first year at EXP, I almost did think about moving back because of that 20% cut. Because at the brokerage I was with, it was just like a monthly fee, right? So you wouldn't have to pay the 18,000. But after seeing how that 20% cut, instead of it being 20%, actually ends up growing, and especially if you make icon, you can even make more money on top of that. That's what kept me at EXP. Like the first year is very difficult. You're already making very limited money, right? So even that 20% feels like a lot of money that is going away. But if you're able to keep that aside and just work and become an icon, or even just have put money into revenue shares and that grows, you'll make that 20% easily back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, at another brokerage, you really don't get the opportunity to earn your cap back.
No, you don't. And a lot of other brokerages, I think, I won't say any names, but they don't even have caps.
Mhm.
They're just you pay a like even if it's a less percentage, but you're paying it all the time. So if you end up ever becoming a high volume producer, you actually end up paying more than the 18,000 that EXP takes.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Akshay, people who are watching right now, maybe they're in that same boat, or they're, nervous about how the commission model is and cap model, or they hear the things in the industry like, oh, it's a cult, it's a pyramid scheme. What would you have to say to somebody watching right now that's looking to make the jump over to EXP?
Yeah, I think what I would say is if it fits you and it suits you, you might as well do it. I've never been a pushy salesperson, so like, hey, come on, you have to try it out. But if it works, and try it out for the beginning, and if it doesn't work, you're not obligated to stay anyways. But once you do see it and you do see that it is working for you, there's nothing wrong with it. And speaking of pyramid schemes, a lot of people do think it is, and hey, like it's not saying that they don't work and they're not beneficial. if you join EXP just for the sole purpose of recruiting other realtors, I think that's bad. But if you join EXP for the purpose of doing real estate and helping other realtors out, I think that's what you need to do.
I love that. Absolutely, Akshay. And, we're coming up on a little over 15 minutes. I think it's been an awesome episode today. And is there anything that you want to leave the listeners with as we wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess just to anybody that is becoming a realtor or is already a realtor but needs to know how or what to do, I think talk to a mentor, talk to your managing brokers in EXP especially. They're very helpful. Check out EXP World. Those trainings are amazing, and people are always paying money for those, but you get it for free with EXP. So you might as well take advantage of all those benefits.
I love that. And Akshay, hopefully you'll make it to EXPCon so that we can connect in real life. I'm disappointed you're not making it to shareholders, but I get it.
No worries. Next time, for sure.
For sure, Akshay. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.